I'm Ahmed, behind the camera.
Behind the camera, as always, poor thing. And today we're back in elegant cars, maybe from the same shoot, that's why, anyway.
You never know.
And
I guess it speaks for itself.
There's a reason I'm sort of stumbling on my words.
There's an 812 Superfast.
It's an 812 Superfast, incredible machine. As usual, I like to start off with a key. Modern Ferrari key, keyless kind of go. You've got your four main buttons at the back, your unlock, your open, your boot. Should be double flash for the lights.
We can't see, because you're blocking the shot.
Well, good thing it is, because it didn't flash. So, where do we begin?
Where do we begin with the 812?
Ferrari 812 Superfast, or 812 Superfast, depending on how you want to say it. 812 being the correct way. Because it's named after its 800 CV engine and it's 12 cylinders.
Exactly.
812 Superfast.
Exactly.
So even though the car produces 800 CV, I don't know what a CV is, Ahmed, do you?
I have no idea. I'm assuming 800, curriculum vitae.
Either way, it's for us regular human folk, it would be 789 brake horsepower. Now, this car is a continuation of the model, or the next model after, the successor.
Okay.
I know I get that.
Successor.
To the F12, and technically the F12 TDF, because there are some parts of this car.
We are yet to see the 812.
There's a reason I said it's a successor to the 812 TDF as well.
Yeah.
Because there are quite a few parts carried directly over, including taken exactly from the F12 TDF is the rear wheel steer. Exactly the same system.
But this has been improved. So apparently the 812 rear wheel steer is better than the F12. Everyone is saying it's better.
No, same. What's been improved upon is the aerodynamics. Not necessarily from the TDF, but over the F12.
I know that it's corrected. I stand corrected.
So you've got this huge front bonnet, and this is why.
When we say it's huge front bonnet, you don't realize it
very long.
Until you see it.
For me, front-engine cars have always been more of my favorites, and the Ferrari front-engine cars have always been, for me, the significant highlights. I mean, that's what Ferrari was always built to be in Enzo Ferrari's eyes. They did diverge after the passing of Dino, and some say for the better. Well, weight distribution says for the better, but anyway. Speaking of weight distribution, quite a shocking fact. It is 47% of the weight is over the front half and 53% is over the rear half. And that's quite strange considering the fact that the engine, yes, okay, it's front mid, but it is front mid-engined.
But it's at the front.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. Now, huge engine in this thing.
Huge.
They, not just in size and but in capacity as well. They extended the 6.3 litre engine found in the F12 to 6.5 litre. This is huge. The displacement on this is insane. Now, up front, we've got 20-inch rims.
20-inch rims at the front.
And the rear is the same.
The same.
The design is the same.
Yeah, but still, see, the thing is, with the carbon ceramic brakes, the size of them, and you see the brake caliber, how big it is, and the brake disc, I think it fits perfectly. It shows what's behind.
No, the front discs of these cars are huge. This is a 380 millimeter carbon ceramic. These things are brutal.
To stop.
Oh yeah, this has got a better braking system than the F12 TDF.
Oh, wow. And the thing is, at the front, when you open the bonnet, you see these air intakes.
Yes, from the front air scoop.
They're massive.
They are ginormous. I mean, this car has got active aero and regular kinds of vents and tricks and trickery for regular aero. I mean, you've got the front scoops of the engine here. You've got the air.
The air
dismount?
Okay,
releasing of air at the
opening on the
sides.
bonnet.
Now, when you come around the side, you've got, and I didn't realize this was completely, you can literally fit your arm through. You can see directly through. I only noticed that when the wonderful owners here at Elegant Cars were moving the car around, and he changed the, oops.
That's
He
the plant behind me.
Fine. He changed the direction of the steering wheel so that the wheels were going like this. So you saw the rim as you were going around because of these huge vents. Moving back is where we start to get into... Before we move back, I want to point out the Scuderia shields, which now come non-optional.
You get the Scuderia
You get them for
shield.
free whether you want them. You can spec them without,
Yes.
but now the heavy option is to have them painted. And they're painted to be much larger.
This is the thing. On an A12 Superfast, I would get my Scuderia shield painted, just because the sides of or the fender itself, it's large, and when you have a painted shield, it's just gonna fit. But when you have a 488 or a 458 or an F8, I don't think a painted shield will suit it more like this shield would.
I respectfully disagree.
As usual.
As usual. Because I find that the painted shields almost appear comically large, whilst this shield is by no means small. This is around 3 to 4 inches in length. It's, you know, relatively okay.
Now, this is the thing. Before we head on to the back, there is loads of carbon. I mean, the back is where the most carbon is.
This is where we will... I've got to point out the car. Obviously, the car's finished in Rosso Corsa, Ferrari's famous red. And it's got the silver wheels, yellow brake calipers, which match with the Scuderia shields.
And you know what they call this color? Resale red.
Oh, it's resale red.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. This car looks like it's got the entire carbon pack. Front splitter?
Not the front splitter, but the sides.
Side skirts.
Side skirts.
Rear diffuser.
That big rear diffuser,
That is
full of
quite-
carbon.
And we will move into it, but the interior, full of carbon.
Amazing.
So as we're moving back, you get these side vents, all of this aero, which does help boost this car and makes it, I believe, 121 around Fiorano, only half a second slower than the TDF. And this isn't the special version of the car.
This is the thing. You're not seeing what I'm seeing from this angle. When you see the car, the stance of it from this angle, it just looks so beautiful and so angular, and it's just...
But this is, it's not
elegant.
just for show. I mean, 121 is faster than a Ferrari Enzo. I mean, this car is insane. Okay, you know, this might be the last fully naturally aspirated
I hope not.
V12 Ferrari that we get.
I hope not.
That is standard
Non-electrified. Or non-turbocharged, or...
I would like to point out that it's got a twin...
No.
It's got a twin clutch gearbox, which is actually derived from the 458. All Ferrari's modern gearboxes are derived from that car.
Oh.
When I say derived, some of them are almost exactly the same. So as we move to the back, this is where we're met with one of the most gorgeous rear ends of a car. You've got this beautiful big Ferrari badge. And you just know you've made it when you get out to walk to your car and you see that thing. You've got the quad exhaust pipes and quad taillights, which I think just look gorgeous and mirror each other wonderfully.
They look really beautiful, and that's the thing.
They do.
The same design language has been passed on to the GTC4 Lusso and now to the F8 Tributo.
Well, I believe the GTC4 Lusso was first. But that maybe not be the way they've designed it. Maybe the
Could be. But the F8 also got inspired by the same tail light. So it is.
Well, it's Ferrari's design language. It's what it's meant to be now. I do want to point out as well something you pointed out to me, which is the active aero underneath the diffuser. And I want to show you guys the boot, because this is one thing that's very impressive about a Ferrari, especially the front engine Ferraris. Now, please excuse me. This did take me 4 attempts earlier.
Ooh, single attempt. Huge improvement.
So, huge boot. I know it doesn't seem it, but when you do get into it, there's this huge parcel shelf.
Yes.
And fold this up, you've got quite a significantly large boot, especially on a car that can do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 2.9 seconds.
Now,
and tops out, at 211 miles per hour.
Kilometers?
And it's got, I don't know what that is in kilometers. It's 211 miles per hour. And it's got a boot this big. That's insane.
That's the thing. It's a GT car.
It is a GT car.
That's what you take
And
for
I
Grand
honestly do
Touring.
not think that anybody does a GT car better than Ferrari.
Oh man, I'm not even gonna start to argue with you over there. I agree 100%. A12, I mean, oh sorry, a V12 engine, luxurious as this, fast as this, spacious to some extent that you can take your luggage with.
Well, not just that. I also want to point out, I've been in the passenger seat and in the driver's seat of the 812. I've been. It is comfortable, spacious.
So that's what you call the Grand Touring.
It is. It's perfect for Grand Touring. And I just want to point out some of the little details you see on Ferraris. You know, you don't want to get your grubby mitts on these like I've done several times today. You've got this lovely little hand pocket,
Exactly.
which doesn't technically work until you get here.
But
And then it just...
drop it. Exactly.
Hang on. Oh, no, I did do it. It's just me. Right. So how about we head on to the interior?
The inside, yes.
Let me open the door for you, my liege.
Please. Thank you.
I do love these Ferrari door
Oh,
handles.
these handles.
They got
man.
changed a bit for the 488.
But still, they look good.
Oh, they
and
do.
they feel good. The door itself feels nice when you open it.
Not just does it feel nice, the Ferraris of nowadays feel incredibly well made. I've come from a bit of a background where Ferrari was just about speed. So if we head onto the inside, we can see, you know, quite how much this is geared for sport. I mean, there's the full carbon pack in this thing. You've got the carbon bridge, you've got the carbon driving zone, you've got just about all the carbon you'd want to see. I want to point out as well, you've got the center analog for the revs, followed by 2 dual digital displays, which show off the media, the speed, race gauges, and anything else you really want to have. The car is completely, I would say, modern, but still remains to its roots of a race car because it's very driver-focused, as you'd expect from a Ferrari. You've got everything you want to your hand. You've got the gears, you've got your Manettino.
And the thing is, that color, I would call
Tan.
it tan, yeah, it just looks so amazing. And the attention to detail. You have the fire extinguisher having its own sleeve, leather sleeve.
Yes.
So you don't see it red and just sitting there.
I think, you know, this car is so well spec'd. You've got all the carbon you want, including the side plates. You've got this beautiful tan, which complements the carbon. You see more of the carbon like this. And the carbon itself, I feel, complements the tan of the interior. You've got red that really brings this car alive. You've got obviously the Rosso Corsa exterior, and you've got a series of red highlights, I want to say, across the car. So the AC vents and
everything. The AC vents
other things.
that look also different than your normal AC vents. It just looks beautiful. And looking at it this way, I mean, man, this is a really beautiful piece of machinery.
In my opinion, one of the most beautiful modern day Ferraris. The F12 was my favorite car, or one of my favorite cars, really up there. Just what the GT3 RS is to you.
Yes.
But when Ferrari came and replaced it, they did a good job from the get-go. There are those who prefer the F12 over the 812 and vice versa, but you know that Ferrari has done well to continue a legacy. And that's what they've considered.
And now that's the thing. When they have continued with this car,
what they've continued to do. I got that.
Now, when they have released the new A12 GTS, man, the same car, same everything.
Now, the 812 GTS is something that's very special. It's the first front-engine V12 convertible in 50 years.
And it looks good.
Not only does it look good, you get the best of the hardtop, you get the best of the open world. This car is insane. And to take the top off while still remaining, you know, with all of this downforce, all of the
agility,
power
all of the
and
stiffness,
agility, it's incredible how Ferrari can do it.
Exactly.
And yes, okay, you want to say that there are, you know, you get your LAF aperta and the pista aperta. There has been no other, it's 50 years. Okay, maybe you want to say the SA, the 599 SA aperta, but that was a limited run. There have been no other non-limited run cars for 50 years that are convertible.
So, on that,
now that's something we're looking forward to.
Exactly.
Now on that note, I want to say a big thank you to Elegant Cars, who have graciously hosted us as usual.
Yes. I'd like to thank them for their hospitality and welcoming us every single time,
Always.
every day without
Fail.
fail. So
I would also like to mention that this car is for sale.
yes,
If you're on the market for an 812.
and a beautiful A12.
Beautiful one.
So-
I honestly can't recommend these guys enough. And
Come and
thank
check
you
them
for
out if you're
watching.
in Bahrain. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And tell us, what do you think of the A12 Superfast or the upcoming A12 GTS? And again, lastly, a huge thanks to the guys at Elegant Cars. And we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.